Tennessee, I stopped into the historic Gatlinburg Arts and Crafts community. This is an 8-mile loop of artisans who have all located in the Gatlinburg, Tennessee region. There's a trolley you can take that goes around the entire loop, and you can stop on and off of the trolley as much as you'd like throughout the day. I rode it around the loop once just to get a feel for the area and to see where each of these different artisan buildings were located. Here at Morning Mist Village, which is one of several shop collection areas within Gatlinburg, part of their arts and craftspersons communities. And we're going to check out Morning Mist Village first, and I'll show you some of the shops in here while we're in the area. This first shop that I stopped in is called Tahiti Bead. I needed to pick up some interesting beads for a side project that I have going on. More about that coming up. And I have to say that Tahiti Bead did a really fantastic job of having strings of beads that you could purchase, of having entire flats of precious stone beads and entire flats of glass beads. You can see from the pictures here that they just had a huge stockpile of beads of every kind imaginable. On the very back of some of these photographs, you'll see the whole list of findings in silver and gold and several other colors. She did have some plastic beads, but the vast majority here were glass and semi-precious stone. There are also some examples here of the jewelry that the proprietor of the store makes and also sells out of this location. So if you're in the Gatlinburg area, I do recommend Tahiti Bead. They have lovely things, and the proprietor was very polite and kind and wonderful to work with. Next, I stopped in Smoky Mountain Dulcimer. They have a wealth of dulcimers for sale, all of the mountain dulcimer type, but they will also give you a 10-minute banjo lesson, which I did take, and I can assure you that they can, in fact, teach you how to play banjo in 10 minutes. I then traveled farther along the loop and left the Morning Mist artist community and found a standalone building that contains the Make It Magic shop that also features chainsaw art and stained glass. You can see several of their stained glass pieces in the pictures here, feather stained glass, of containing the kind of motion that you see in feathers out in the wild. I thought she did a really lovely job. You can also see the chainsaw art right out on the front porch with all these little bear figures that are everywhere all over the porch. They have them in small, medium, and large, so if you need a chainsaw bear to take home with you, this is a great place to get that. My next stop in Tennessee was to visit someone I've known through the folk music community for many years, but had never actually gotten to take the time to have a conversation with her. So I do want to give a shout out to Kat Faber, who hosted me overnight at her house, and we got to talking about, what her life has been like and what my life has been like, and she got to show me the canoes that she has made in her shop that she has right off the side of her house. We didn't do much musically because it just wasn't the right visit for that, but I do recommend checking out her Bandcamp page and looking at the artistry of the canoe that she has in this image. And so thanks, Kat. It was a wonderful visit. Really appreciate it. After leaving Kat's place in Tennessee, I headed up to West Virginia to see my friends Eve and Jim and James. Except that I had a little car trouble this morning, and I woke up to a dead car. So my hope is just while I was in ready mode overnight that I ran out of gas. Hey, so I'm still sitting here in the car waiting for the AAA guy to show up. But to keep myself busy while I'm waiting, I've been wiping down the hard surfaces in the car. So my cat eats up on the dashboard, so I know it's usually covered in like cat food and cat footprints and cat hair. So I wipe that down every single day because I know, I just know that it's just gross. And I can see that it's just gross. So But the other thing I did, I was at the dollar store, and at the dollar store they have these little tiny bottles of Armor All. Not product placement, just it's the most common, protect your car thing out there. And so, this car, I don't know that it's had any kind of protective work on any of the surfaces in ages. I'm the fifth owner of this car, so while I've been sitting here waiting, the guy said he's 9 minutes out, so he'll be here soon. I just took some of my paper towels and, wet it down with the protectant, and I've been wiping down all the surfaces. And I'm really glad that I did, not because of the protection, which I'm hoping it'll actually get, but because in wiping down all the surfaces, I'm like, wow, this is dirty. Just in places that you wouldn't think that dirt would get, like in my Prius anyway. It's got these little tiny triangle windows like that. Filthy, completely filthy. So I'm super happy to have the moment to just kind of wipe down these side panels and the triangle window, wipe down my door, wipe down the steering wheel. Later on today, or at the next time I get an opportunity, I'll do the right half of the car because I have tiny Tyrannosaurus arms and I can't reach everything. But yeah, so just if you're living in your car or in your van, if you're not wiping the surfaces of your vehicle down kind of on a regular basis, maybe get in the habit, because ew. I also have a vacuum cleaner and a Swiffer, and I'm out of Windex wipes at the moment, I think. Or the one I had has dried out, yeah. I keep Windex wipes in the car so I can do the interior of the window, interior of all the windows. So it's your home, kind of keep the place a little tidy. And I don't just mean take out the trash, but I'm seriously like, wipe down all those surfaces because they get gross. And much like when you walk into somebody else's house and you can see that gray smear where the right next to the light bulb, or where they're always gripping their hand on the corner, or where their cat or dog's been rubbing their face. It's a lot like that, and we get so used to seeing those marks that we forget that they're not native to the car, that they just need cleaned off now and again. So this is my shout out. Get yourself some cleaning products, take care of your home, make it nice. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, waiting for the AAA guy. So after AAA came and filled the gas tank, and we filled the gas tank, I should say, and we jumped the battery, we were still not getting life in the car, so I called my Prius technician, my fabulous nephew, who knows things about Priuses, and chatted with him on the phone, and he had me check the in the car fuse box. We checked the fuses on the 12-volt battery. We checked the fuses under the driver's side. And we did find one small blown fuse for the ignition switch. Replaced it with a different 15 amp fuse that had been stored in the engine block because they come with extras, and blew that within 30 seconds. So went on to the Amazons and ordered a huge box full of fuses. I now have fuses for days. We did eventually get the fuse from Amazon, switched it back into the Prius. This was during the heat wave in the middle of June. And after mucking about with the fuses, everything worked again. And there were no problems. So the car went back to working, but the mystery was definitely not solved. So anyway, we took the opportunity with my friends Jim and Eve to go see a movie, and while we were walking around in downtown Huntington, we saw all of these fancy decorated little boats, and wanted to take pictures of these so that you folks could see them.